30 points. Now, the political fallout of this could be fast and furious. We told you earlier about Bobby Jindal, the Louisiana governor, who's in this presidential race, saying, you know, debt is an important issue. We've got to pay attention to this sort of stuff. But a lot of candidates who were paying attention to this sort of thing and unfunded liabilities, if you think about it, John Kasich should decide to run in Ohio. You have Scott Walker in Wisconsin, Chris Christie in New Jersey, who's expected to announce tomorrow. Now, Christie, of course, has addressed it, but not really solved it. We've got Charlie Gasparino here on what could be the GOP's banner issue, right?
Yes, and before we get into it, we should point out that I think NATO should be happy that Greece goes to Russia.
It just might.
Wouldn't that be great? It's like a, you know,
but you have Russia right there,
Trojan horse right there, blow up Russia. Listen, I think this is an excellent issue for the Republican candidates out there. It is so obvious you can't argue your way around this. Where Greece is now is the cultural transformation that President Obama and the Democrats and the left is trying to push the U.S. economy towards. Greater reliance on government, bigger programs, and with all the and higher taxes. That is the Greece Euro model, and it's not going to. And the reason why this is going to become, I think, a campaign issue is that it's not going to end with Greece. You know, even if some last-minute thing happens in Greece, where they agree to something, you know, then you got Italy, and then you got Spain, and you got all these countries.
Saying nothing of at least 22 U.S. states that even though they have balanced budget, each year you have to balance.
But these countries are even worse.
Absolutely, but they can do it through all sorts of.
These are massive welfare states. Greece, it's exactly what the president wants us to be. Places where government controls stuff, where entrepreneurs are taxed and told you're bad and so you have to pay more money, where people don't innovate. You know, you take the fashion industry out of Italy, guess what you got? You got the mafia and the government. Really nothing much else.
Well, you also have the pasta makers.
Yes, but there's only so much olive oil that can go around. I got news for you. And, you know, but
well, let me ask you though. Then where does this lead? If part of my question involves the IMF and these world lenders who say, well, you've got to raise taxes, cut your budget. The raising taxes part really worries me. To what extent do you want to chase capital away?
Listen, the IMF has been doing this for years with disastrous results, we should point out. The IMF, when they go into countries, almost squeezes them to death.
Right. And you think by now they'd learn it doesn't work?
Well, you know, look, you tell me Greece doesn't have high taxes already? You think Italy is nice to their entrepreneurs and businessmen? I mean, these are countries that tax the hell out of business, and that's why businesses don't grow there. I think, listen, how do you grow a country's GDP? And this is where it gets really tricky. It's worse than the bank bailouts. You literally have to have a cultural change in a country. Remember, all the Fed had to do was lower interest rates, and banks make money. If you take the liabilities off, lower interest rates, automatically Goldman Sachs made $4 billion the first quarter of 2009, just based on trading, because of the favorable trading. You can't do that overnight in a country. You have to change Italy from the Italian, particularly in the South, the Southern Italian, to somebody that survives off the government, to someone that wants to start his own business.
Easier said than done. But I wish I had more time, but I do fault a lot of the lenders for offering all stick, no carrot. You have to give people an incentive to improve their ways, and if it's all stick all the time, eventually you get what's happening in Athens right now. They say the hell with it.
Yeah, I agree with you. And, you know, getting back to the political question, I think the governors have the best case to make. You know, Jeb to a certain extent, but really much more currently, Walker and Kasich. I
think those are two guys who look prescient right now. This is an issue that's dominating, that they succeeded at addressing and being ahead of the curve. We shall see. All right, we're keeping an eye